Hi Cancer, welcome to your June 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you, which part you resonate with more, all right? With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I'd like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your we're going to look at your moons first, right? So for you get one new moon and one full moon every month. So this month your new moon is going to be taking place in your 12th house, right? I kind of see this, right, if your new moon is a point to set intentions around, right? It's planting of a seed. It is a clean slate, a fresh start in some way, shape or form. And I see the 12th house in astrology kind of like it's kind of like the collective closet, right? It's like the place that you shove all of your crap. It can be, right? It's also known as the house of self-undoing, and that for me talks about the self-sabotage. Now, this doesn't mean that you're implanting that into your brain or whatever. Remember the moon stuff, the astrology stuff that I'm going to talk about, most accurate is going to be for your ascendant, secondary, your sun sign, and, to a lesser extent, your moon sign, right? But you are ruled by the moon, so either which way, that's always going to hit you a little bit more than everybody else. Now, that said, with the moon moving through the sign of the new moon in the sign of Gemini in your 12th house, this is really asking you to empty that closet, right? To maybe take a look in there and say, you know what? There's a lot of crap in here, let's get rid of it. Set an intention to look into that space of yourself, to maybe delve into your subconscious, to spend time on, with or through your spirituality, build a spiritual practice, speak to a counselor, maybe spend time at a spiritual site or a sacred site to you. If you do something like that, I think you could really benefit from this, and you could it's like pressing the reset button on the deepest aspect of yourself, going into that closet and saying, right, I don't use any of this stuff, it's not necessarily good for me, it's shoved into the bottom of my psyche, so let's pull it out and chuck it out and do something else with it, right? Or let's put something else in that space. And if you're creating space, a new moon, right, there's nothing there, it's a blank canvas. If you're sowing a seed of intention in that space, what better place to do it than in your deepest self? For your human design oracle card, you got the gate 39 and provocation, right? And it's interesting. So this isn't about causing conflict in yourself. It's about calling it exactly as you see it. This will be about your hopes. It will be about your fears. It will be about what something actually is versus what it looks like, right? This is a time to really consider this new moon as well. This is a time for you to really consider maybe upsetting your own apple cart, maybe calling yourself out on something. I'm a moon sign Cancer, so I'm definitely hearing this right now. Maybe a little bit maybe it's a little bit too accurate for me personally, but yeah, I love this. I actually think it's a really good thing, and I think in a lot of ways what's really interesting is the gate 39, right? So 3 and 9 gives you 12. Just saying, I don't make this stuff up, and it's why I love what I do. So your full moon is going to be taking place over in your 7th house, right? So this is all to do with partnerships, relationships, in some way, shape or form. This is going to be your close connections, your one-on-one, the people that you spend a lot of time with there. Now remember, if the new moon is a fresh beginning, fresh start, a point or a blank canvas, your full moon is going to be a completion, a culmination, a peak experience, or an ending in some way, shape or form. Now I often say to people, when when you think about a woman's pregnancy, when she's at full moon, it's the end of the pregnancy, but it's the start of the child's life, right? So it doesn't always have to be a stark ending. Sometimes it can be a revealing of something new. And because this is happening in your 7th house, this is all about partnerships and relationships. Something in that regard is being highlighted to you. Something is being shown to you. A new partnership where a new partnership could happen, where a new collaboration could happen, might be highlighted to you. It might also highlight to you as well who your competitors are. You might find that people are more vocal or maybe even a little bit more critical of you at this moment in time. Why? Because that moon's taking place, that full moon's taking place in the sign of Capricorn. So it's not going to stand for any BS. It wants the goods, right? And your message for that is the gate 24 and returning, right? And one of the things that I like about this for me suggests that there could be a revisiting this month, right? So there could be you not just returning to something, but a revisiting to something that maybe you'd put on the shelf, you know, especially in that 7th house area. Is there a partnership, a collaboration that has been on hold? Is there some work that you've wanted to do around a relationship, around a partnership in some way, shape or form? Is there somebody that you know, that maybe you, I mean, this is going to be very subjective, but maybe, just maybe, there's a view of you that you want, so that maybe there's a view of you that somebody has that you're looking to change in some way, shape or form, right? And it could show you where maybe you care more than you thought you did. So let's get into your parts of the month. So for your actions and interactions with the world at large, you have the Star card, right? So what is your message? What do you want to share with people? What are you ready to release out into the world? What are you ready to admit is a hope of yours? What hope or dream are you ready to really bring into action? And more importantly, what are the glimpses? What are the small things that show up, right? So pay attention to this month as well, right? Whatever the small moments are, whatever the small, what's the word that I'm looking for? Whatever the small, whatever the token moments are, right? The small things, the small moments this month are going to matter. The reason being is the Star card always gives you a glimpse at the way that things are actually going to shape up. So pay attention to this, especially in your partnerships and especially on the digital sphere. So, you know, social media, all that kind of stuff could definitely be a highlight for you in some regard this month. And maybe this is the way that you're seen, right? Maybe the way that people see you or the way that people interact with you on the social media sort of side of things. Maybe you're looking at how that actually works for you or doesn't. So when it comes to your money and materials, you have the 8 of Wands. This is messages, good messages that are coming up around this. It looks like some of you are making a purchase this month, but it's going to be an online purchase. And the funny thing is as well, because it looks like whatever you're buying, this isn't like just ordering something from Amazon. This is maybe somebody goes somewhere and says to you, or maybe they send you a video. So let's say you're looking for a new place. Let's say you're looking for a new, what's the word? Yeah, let's say you're looking for a new place and it's like, well, I can't go. So your friend or your partner or a family member has to go for you, and they FaceTime you and say, right, I'm here. Like, do you want to see, like, this is the bedroom, this is the garden. Da, da, da. Like, it could be something that happens like that. Or it could literally be you that's going and you're having to do that whole thing, right? So really, really interesting. Now, when it comes to your finances and your money specifically, the 8 of Wands is going to see you getting really clear about what you're ready to put the money into. I think in a lot of ways, it looks like a lot of you are gearing up to a big financial investment of some kind. And it feels like you've been putting the feelers out, doing some sort of learning, gathering some sort of information, and it's like, okay, I feel like I'm kind of ready now. Just remember, there is a Mercury retrograde going on, so if you're going to go ahead with this, you just want to make sure it's in that sort of aligned space, all right? And then for your communications and conversations, you've got the 2 of Pentacles. Big conversations about money, finances. For those of you that are looking for promotions, this could be a really good month to speak to your boss. If it's just a pay rise that you want, also a good time to have that. Mercury retrograde, good time to review something. So maybe suggest that. Look, boss, I want you to review my salary. I want you to review my progress. You know, hint, hint. But yeah, nice. It looks like you're, like I said, coming into that decision point where it's like the decision is made and now you have to start really implementing that. For your heart and half, you've got the Tower card, right? So some big reveals, and funnily enough, I don't feel like this relates to the partnership specifically. I feel like this is going to be a family member, maybe a family member or an extended family member kind of drops a bomb and you're like, whoa, okay, where did that come from? Could be anything from a surprise pregnancy to I'm moving out of the country. You know, whatever it is, it's likely to be something that makes everybody kind of go, I'm sorry, what? Just be aware that that energy is hanging around, right? For your first week of the month, you have you have the Moon card right underneath the Star card. For some of you, you might need a bit more rest and recuperation in this first week of the month. You might find things are maybe not necessarily feeling heavy, but you might think to yourself, you know what? I actually just need a break from everything at the moment. The other way that this could show up for you as well, Moon card representing past, you know, things from the past, people from the past. With the Star card, this could literally see you reconnecting with an old friend, especially one that maybe lives at a distance from you, maybe somebody that you love dearly but don't get to see very often. For your second week of the month, you have the Justice card right underneath the Eight of Wands. It looks like you are gearing up to a contract, a big financial commitment of some sort. It really does look like you've done your homework as well, though. So it's not like something that you're just saying like, yeah, you know, I want this, so I'm going to jump into it. It looks like you've really taken the time to consider what the implications are, which is always a good thing. But it does look like you are ready to commit to whatever this thing may be. For your third week of the month, you have the Tree of Life. I love this card because it literally represents divine intervention and assistance. And this is right underneath the Two of Pentacles. I always call this hop, skip and a jump energy. This is you put a cheeky offer in for something and it's accepted. It is you saying, right, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to make that leap. This is you starting your business and not being aware, you know, not being sure if it's going to happen or whatever, and you absolutely sell out on your first month. You know, like there's a sense here that the universe is saying, I'm supporting you. Remember, around this third week, Mercury is going to station to go direct, so you are going to have a couple of days that are a little bit like, ugh. So just be aware of that, all right? But all in all, I actually really like that. I think there's something really nice that's going to come out of it, especially for whatever commitment or larger sort of decision you're coming into. And then let's have a look for your fourth week of the month. You've got the Tower card. My dear Geminis, my dear Geminis, just be aware that this is going to happen. All right, so there is likely to be, especially in the family, there's likely to be a very big sort of surprise of some sort. Now, for those of you that are single, one way that this could show up is you literally meet somebody almost like out of the blue, and it's kind of like literally you could walk flat into them, or maybe you get chatting to somebody online and you just think like, this is so weird, like I click with this person, you know, more than I ever thought I could. It could be as well that maybe you find out something very surprising, maybe a friend, or even because you've got the Eight of Wands here with the Two of Pentacles, maybe somebody that you work with or a colleague, possibly a boss, says to you, look, you know what, I really like you. And this kind of has you completely sort of like, I don't really know what to do with that. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships, I feel like this is going to be shocking news coming into the relationship through the family, whether this is your family or their family. There's something here that looks like it's just going to be like, yeah, didn't see that one coming. And I have to be honest with you, let's pull an extra card. Three of Wands. So this could be something about a job or work when it comes to the partner. But it likely feels for me, like I said, this is, again, it's the Three of Wands as well, which means that it's likely to be coming from afar, or it could be, you know, this could be, I have to say, it could be some really explosive news as well. Like, just be on the lookout. To be honest with you, that's as much as I get from it. And remember, the Tower card has a very Uranian energy, so it's not always so easy to pin down. Yeah, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, have a great month, and I'll see you soon.